can. There's not a person out here I can't train and believe that they can do that. And then I'll show you the steps to get there. And see, most people, what I was talking about earlier with that disconnect, it's out of sequence, they can't do that. I've studied them. There are speakers and trainers here in Mobile, they won't sit down with me. And I told them, I said, I can help you build your business. And I started talking to them about it, they get afraid because they're thinking it's here, I'm trying to get them here. And I look at them, I see them getting afraid. And I'm like, come on, let's go. What are you waiting on? I talk to companies, matter of fact, the company I'm at now, pulled me in the office and said, Tim, I need to do this, I want to do this. And I talked to him, the guy makes tons of money. I said, well, you got to get your infrastructure in place, your process and your systems. It's not right. He's talking about marketing on Instagram and Facebook and getting a lot of customers in. You're not ready for that. I told him, I said, you got to get this first. And see, it's just like Walmart. If they don't train their employees, everybody walk in there and the people at the register, they're going to have a line that go around the corner. They train them first. And that's what you need before you want to go out. You got to have the training. But the problem is, it's the proper training. And the proper training is having the right mindset and mind frame. It's like I train car salespeople. And to get their mind frame right, what I tell them is, when a customer comes in, I want you to imagine yourself like you work at Walmart. When you put your groceries up there, do they ask you, you sure you want to buy all these groceries? Do they ask you that?
No, sir.
What do they do?
They ring them up.
They start ringing them up. Boop, 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 boop. Now imagine this. If you put $300 worth of groceries up there, all right?
Right.
They rung them all up. And you looking at the number here on the cash register, $300.78.
You someone that can set me up for a car rental.
And you say, hey, I got $250.
No, I'm gonna be leaving.
What do you think they're gonna say?
They don't call security.
$250? What you talking about? Say, yeah, you got $300. I'm willing to give you $250 for those groceries. Basically, right now, they about to bag them up, put them on the shelf.
Pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So what I teach you is, have the mindset and mind frame of, when that person walks up to get that car,
I'll call you back around.
just start doing the process like they said, I want to buy it. Don't stop. That's the mindset of that Walmart cashier. She just takes the groceries and boop, boop, and put them in the bag. And she, like this. But what we do is, when we meet somebody like this lady, we try to figure out, well, I wonder would she be good? I wonder. Don't worry about that. You see how I grabbed her? My whole mind frame is this. Hey, come here, I want you to join this. I'm gonna show you how to make this $5 a day here. Sit right there, sign right there. And just keep going. But I build that value up first. Well, how do I do it? I just talk to her. Hey, I wrote a book. You got the book?
It is right here. Oh, there it
Yeah,
is.
I just talked to her. I said, hey, I wrote a book on it. Right there, it grabs her attention. And that's what you want to do. You want to stand out, head and shoulders above whoever's doing this. I got a job at a car dealership like that one day. I walked in and sat down. The guy said, tell me why I can hire you. I threw this on his desk. He said, what's that? I said, I wrote a book on sales. He said, when you want to start? That was interview. That was interview. Every job I've had since probably 15 years ago, I told myself, I don't want to go there and fill out an application. I don't want to do an interview. I walked in car dealerships and walked around like this, looking at every desk. The manager walked over and said, can I help you? I said, no, I'm just trying to see which desk I want. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, where I'm working at right now, I'm the top salesperson, and I'm thinking about leaving. And I turned my back on him. He said, wait a minute, what? Where are you working at now? You the top salesperson? I said, yeah. I said, call him. I said, well, I'm thinking about leaving. He said, come to my office. I guarantee you he's never seen anybody do that before. Guarantee you they walk in, y'all got any applications? Y'all hired? I don't do that. Forget all that. Go for what you want. I don't go there to ask. I come, I'm taking this job. Here's my book. Let's go. What's this? Oh, okay. Come on over here. I interview them. How much are you paying? What's the hours? What's the days off? I've done that for years. For years. Same thing with customers. Well, I'm in service getting oil change. I understand. Come over here, let me show you this car. The next thing you know, they're leaving it. So what you have to do is you have to assume. That's that Walmart cashier mentality. You have to assume everybody that walks this earth wants and needs this. I don't care who they are. Just like that lady right there. I just assume she's ready to leave here, make some money with me, period. And I'll show her how to do it. I do not know the definition of no. To me, it means not right now. And that's basically what she just told me. What did she say? I gotta get to work, I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that. She just said not right now. She didn't say no. And see, most people never go back to her, never follow up with her, never knowing that's a diamond in the rough. And I told the manager that 15 years ago. When they started hiring people and firing them, hiring them and firing them. I went to him, I said, man, why don't you train these guys? They brand new. They don't know what they're doing. They're not selling. I said, well, train them. I was looking for that diamond in the rough. I said, polish them. So the next batch came in, I trained them. Every last one of them started selling. Every last one of them. I didn't charge them nothing. I went over here to the Honda store and told them, said, hey, I want to train you sales. But they said no. I said, no problem. The next week I came back, put an application for a job. When I got there, I started training sales. I sold a car one day and made $6,000 profit. The guy sitting next to me was off. His customer came in, I sold him. The next day he came in, he said, you sold my customer? I said, yeah. He went to the computer and looked at the profit. He said, how in the world did you make $6,000? I said, that's what I do. He said, man, I've never made that on a brand new car. I said, I know. He said, can you show me? I said, yeah. I said, sit down. And I showed him how I did it. Then I quit that job.
It's $6,000 profit on a brand new car.
Brand new car. I made $6,000 profit.
Ooh.
That's, let me tell you something. You're not going to believe this, but that is low. When I left Hyundai, the last deal I was working on was $31,000. The one I sold was $15,000 profit. I've done that several times. Several. And it's easy. It's easy to do. But I've got to the point where I developed my mind that I can do it. I do so many things before the customer even comes in that they have no idea what's going on. No idea. Because when I do things like that, I don't see them first. I'll sell him and him, and I just keep marketing him. And he'll send me somebody, or somebody will say, hey, you bought from him? Then they'll come in. Now they trust him, now they come see me. It's over with. So it's not a brand new introduction. It's not like cold, like we were talking. It's not a cold prospect. I do so many things that the customer don't even know what's going on. From the time they meet me, they have no idea what's going on. It's psychological. I'm making them do things, they don't even know I'm making them do them because I do what's called go in the back door. See, if I want you to do something, I won't tell you to do it. I'll make it your idea because we're sold on our own ideas. So if I want him to do something, I said, man, you ever thought about doing this? Oh, okay. I'm gonna see where he at. Then I'll just guide him. He'll think the whole time that he's making the decisions, but I'm letting him think that. And he's going everywhere I want him to go.
That's the reverse psychology.
Well, it's reverse, but it's something he wants to do. But see, when customers come in, they have their defense up. And I know how to put it down. Because I watch all of his body language. If he's sitting there talking to me like this, I gotta back up. I may give him something. So you gotta open up now, I can come in. You see, most of them don't even pay attention. But I teach them, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. You listen more than you talk. But what I do with the customers is, I give them the sizzle. The sizzle sells. Most of them don't know how to do that. The reason the sizzle sells is because the heart is close to the pocket than the brain. Most salesmen, what they do is, they try to sell them logically. Oh, this and this and this, the numbers here, and then this and this and this. I don't deal with all that. I touch the heart. And when I tug on that, it's over. But the thing about it is, they know it's genuine. It's not manipulative. It's not scamming, scheming, conning. I don't do that. See, I had guys when I was coming up brand new that was teaching me that. And I was like, it didn't feel right. Like, I don't want to do this. And when I was just genuine with a person, even if they didn't buy, I felt better. I'm like, this feels better. I wonder how they feel. It's just like I was telling them a couple of weeks ago, if I got something to sell, say a brand new $120 Montblanc pen, and I come to you and say, man, I got this pen. You want to buy this pen? Here, take a look at it. First thing you think, hold on, man. Something like pen hot. Why you acting like that?
That's right.
Why you acting like that? Now I come here, if I come to you like, man, I got
That'd
this
be my
pen.
first concept.
That's the first thing. But salesmen do that. This is the thing. Salespeople do that in all areas, not just car sales. They do that, but they do it on an unconscious level. They don't know they're doing it. And the customer can pick up on it. It's like when you meet a woman, you in the club, when you walk up to her, she's reading you. Without you even saying something, she's reading you. Because she knows what you want. Well, you might even say nothing to her. You're just hanging around there, doing this. And the whole time she's doing this and she's paying attention to you. And you doing this. And she know you about to engage her. So she's trying to see, can I trust this person? Eventually we may go on a date. Am I going to be safe with them? They have to do that in their mind. Everybody does that. When you bring them over here to this, they do that. You don't know it, but they're picking up on you. Then you're talking, man, about Amway and this. They're picking up on it. And see, what I do is, I have them to the point where they'll be, man, give me some of the Amway stuff. I got to have some of that. Give me some. Because I've done it for years. I had people buy cars from me like that. I want to buy this. Man, no, I can't. I appreciate you coming out. I can't do it, James. I appreciate you. Come on, man, I want to buy it. No. The price you offering, you can't do it. But it's something I do in the beginning that they don't understand what happened, what went on. I've done that with people that came to get an oil change. They ain't even there for a car. But I studied all of that because I got frustrated with seeing people struggling. A lot of my friends were unhappy on the job. Man, it's Monday. Go back in here. Oh, it's raining. I got frustrated with that. And so I told them, I said, I'm going to find something out for us, man, to get us away from all this. And that's when I left. I went to Atlanta. I got around these millionaires. They would teach me all this stuff. I started buying books on psychology, the theory of self, how the mind works, how the universe works. I started studying all these things. And I'm like, this stuff is, wait a minute. Then I started applying it in my life. It's like right now, anything I want, it just shows up. Anywhere I want to go, if I want to meet somebody, it doesn't matter. Like if you own a company and I want to meet you, all I got to do is keep thinking about it. Eventually, somebody will be introducing me that know you, and they'll bring me to you. So what I do is I get past the gatekeepers. You see, you have people like Oprah, all these famous people, you can't just go up to them. You can't just call them up. They're not secretaries. If I wanted to meet that person, all I do is keep thinking about that person. That's it. And I never stop. And then one day, somebody that know that person, I said, Oprah, you need to meet this guy. So I've done it over and over and over and over again. I used to go to work thinking about a customer. I don't want just a customer, I want somebody that's going to buy. And it shows up. But there are so many things you do within this action. Like that massive action, there are so many things that you have to do. It's not just one thing. It's like if you want to get healthy, you want to get fit, you don't just jog and that's it, and not eat right, and not drink the proper water, and not do all this stuff. It's a lot of things you have to do. And that's what I show you how to do. You know, if he want to be successful with his business, wherever he thinks he want to be successful at, I'll show him how to think here. Because I'll show him how to leverage himself and then scale the business. I can show him how he can go home and sit down. The yards will be cut, everything will be done, and the money goes to his account, and he just pay them. Just make it automated. He go out and get all the contracts, send the workers out, and then get more workers, and then more workers. And he just go home. And the money just comes in. Because it's so easy to do right now. You can leverage anything. I don't care where you're at. You can have a landscape business in Mississippi and live here. Just have somebody oversee it. You can have one in Florida. Doesn't matter. But it's up to his level. What does he want? What do you want? And see, our wants are here. We got to go after them. Our needs are here. See, somebody need a car, they go out and get a Toyota Corolla or whatever. But I want that Mercedes, that Cadillac. That's what I want. Well, go after that. I'll show you how to do it if that's what you want. But what we do is we settle. That's all part of the program. We think we're supposed to. Supposed to be satisfied with what you want. No. Should never be satisfied. Never be content. You see people go to the mall, they look at something. $300. That jacket? No. Let me go over here and get just $25, $30, $50 jacket. But see me, I'm looking at, I want a $3,000 jacket. But it's not the point of having it. It's the point of being able to if I want to. If I want to go to the Ritz-Carlton because it's a hurricane in Mobile and I'm in Atlanta, I can go. That's my mindset. Because everybody's going where? The Motel 6, it's crowded. Ritz-Carlton, they got rooms. It's $500 a night. But if I want to, I can. Why? I'm making $1,000 a day. You know, I walk in there with my credit card. Lady, here down man, what? Here, which one you want? That's the mindset we have to have. Because we were created to live in abundance. You weren't created to work for somebody. If you think back, when people had farms, what did they work at? They lived on the farm. They had cows, chickens. We weren't created to do that. That's like right now when people are off, they're really, really satisfied. Ooh, man, it's Saturday. It's just, ooh, that's your natural state. But see, people never chase that. They just, oh, Monday, go ahead and do these 8 hours. Why? You keep doing something you want. You're going to keep getting what you don't want as long as you keep going that way. Just go a different way. But you got to do that here. See, when you look at things different, things become different. But what you got to do is you change the way you look at things, things will change. Most people just never do that. They never take the time to do it. They just keep going the same way. And you offer them this, they can't see it. But see, if they can't see it, then we have to get their mind there, ready for it, to be able to see it. Because some people, this $1,000 a month extra, they can't see that. Because they have a paycheck mentality. This is not a paycheck. Profits are better than wages. They're just used to wages. They're used to that. And so what I have to do is I have to actually take your mind and reprogram it to thinking different. You know, what's interesting is a lot of people don't know this. There was a study done on creativity. They took 3 to 5 year olds and they tested them. See what their creativity level was? It was 98%. And then what they did, they took 10 to 15 year olds and tested them. Guess where it went to? 30%. Then they took 20 to 25 year olds and tested their creativity ability. It was 12%. Then they took 280,000 adults and tested them. Their creativity level was 3%. Most people are not like that. They're not creative. See, Steve Jobs said this. I'm sorry, not Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. He said, in college, all of my friends were A students. He said I was a C student. All my friends worked for me. Well, Gary Russell was talking about this book, Cash Flow Conjure, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Mm-hmm. He's got another book out. It's called A Students Work for C Students, B Students Work for the Government. The C students are real creative. But the problem is, the older you get, when you go through school, they hide that creativity.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. See, education is actually supposed to be putting things in. But they don't do that. School don't do that. They don't understand it. And that's why I go into schools and I talk to them. Because they don't know what that means. It's just like a lot of people don't know, like in French, what mortgage means. It means debt. A lot of people don't know why does mortgage mean debt in French. Because most people, you buy a house at 30, and it take you 30 years to pay it off. By that time, you're dead. 65, 70 years old. Your children get to live in the house for free. So when you go to places like that, they don't do that. They pay cash. And so what I try to tell people is this: invest in you. But we're taught to invest in what? School, education, get a good job. buy you a house, invest in what? Going to work every day, get you some retirement. But we're never taught to invest in us. And that's what I did. And that's what this is doing. You're investing in you. See, when you go on a job, you building their dream. It's like the guy that was sitting here a few weeks ago. He worked at the dollar store.
Oh, yeah.
He said, man, Tim, you know this store made $30,000? I said, how much you make? $9,000. And the people on the store, they ain't there. He there for 8 hours and go home like this. And see, I saw that when I saw this guy making $80,000 a month. I mean, what do you do? He said, man, I used to work at UPS. I started going to these meetings, and I started having people, and I started my income double. I was doing this part-time. And I was making more part-time than I was on my full-time job. And over here, I wasn't tired. I was wore out on my job. Getting in and out of that truck, getting packages, dropping them off, and doing this. He said, I left. He said, I showed back up in a Lamborghini. He said, I would never been able to get that on my job. But he said, I just had to go a different way. And he said, I had to do it here. I had to know I could do it. And that's what I talk about here. You gotta know you can do this. And see, for me, it's easy. You know, I'm an anomaly, you know what I'm saying, because of the way my mind works. I just developed it for so many years. You know, I always tell people, if you look at a person that body builds, if they lift the weight 7 days a week for 20 years, how would they look?
Like they got a bill.
Like the big of a car, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I did my mind like that. I developed it over years. And so now, it's on autopilot. This right here, this is on the stage, $30,000 a month. They asked Bill Gates to figure his income. He said he got the paper to say about, it's hard to figure it, maybe about $4,000 a second.
Whoa.
That's how much he makes. They said he really can't figure it. You know what I'm saying? Because of how his money comes. But that's the easiest way we can figure it. So when you look at that versus this, $5 a day, you're making $4,000 a second. That right there should tell you it's something to do with the internet. You know what I'm saying? It's something. But most people, they just negate it. It was like last year, I had 45 interns that worked for me from South Alabama. 45. And all of them have working on masters in computer science, computer engineering. So I'm saying all that to say this. You don't have to know how to do it. I don't know how to build a website. I got a guy right now, working right now in his dorm. Totally redoing my website. You don't have to know how to do this. And this is the interesting thing. The guy's working on my website. He's an intern in South Alabama, getting his bachelor's of science in computers. I asked him, how much is it going to cost? He said, I just want the experience. What? He has no idea how much money I'm going to make off of that website. And I told him, I said, I'm going to pay you, and then I'm going to show you how to start a computer business. Because I got a friend right now, he's got a janitorial business. He wants me to help him with it. He's trying to get contracts for Walmart and Walgreens. He's at my house the other night. He bought my book. He said, man, I need to do this. Because this machine I'm about to buy, that strip and wax floors, is $10,000. I'm about to buy several of them. And put some guys in Walmart. He said, that machine can do 1 million squares. So I can do Walmart in 3 hours. In and out. He's just going to have guys working. He want to know how can I grow it? How do I do it? I need a website. I got a guy who can do it. Whatever he needs. So whatever you want done, you don't have to do it. I can tell you stories about a ton of people that do that. It's like Apple. Their model is, we don't hire people and tell them what to do. We hire people and let them tell us what to do. That's why they're so successful. They're taking ideas from other people. Then they're using them. They're paying them so much per project or per hour. They're making millions of dollars. and taking their camera idea, how to make the camera more better, make the phone faster, and now they selling to everybody. We can do the same thing. It's easy. This is taking candy from a baby. You just have to know how to do it. But if you don't, you could struggle with it. It could look like just, oh man, you gotta climb that mountain. That's what it looks like. But if you a hiker, like, that ain't nothing. Or you say, just give me a helicopter. The goal is to get to the top of the mountain. That's it. It doesn't matter how you get there. You can walk, you can get ahead, it doesn't matter. Get to the top. That's the goal. And that's what I said with my company. My goal is to get this done. I don't know how to do a website. Went to the university, hired some interns, they doing my website for me. No charge. I can't tell you how many things I've done like that. And I have ideas for different businesses. And this, right here, I'm gonna tell you the way to grow it. Go to the people that do this every day. That need products every day. People that own stores. People that own restaurants. They in Sam's Club, Costco every day, every other day. Where they get stuff shipped to them, they're having to pay for it. Why not make some money off of that? You gotta go pay for this stuff, yeah. But why not buy it from yourself and make money? I mean, it's easy. But just this way my mind works. It just works like that. It's nonstop. The ideas just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. You know, I had a guy call me from Savannah, Georgia. He said, Tim, I seen your video. I want to come to Mobile. I want to shadow you for one day. I'm a financial advisor. I need to learn how to sell. I said, come on. I'll take a day off and I'll charge you. He said, I don't care. I'll be down there. I get calls like that all the time. But I put things out there to have that happen. I created myself like a magnet. It's like when I'm selling cars. I just do so many things. If I sold you a car, I would send a letter to your neighbor on this side, your neighbor that lives on this side, the neighbor that lives in front of you, the neighbor that lives here, and the neighbor that lives there. I would say, look at James' new truck. Go ask him what kind of deal he got. And the next week they would come in with a letter. I'm looking for Tim. Hey, you sold my neighbor James a truck. Yeah. I did that for years. For years. And just imagine, I got 24 years of ideas like that for any business. Now that was sending a letter. Now I just email. I can find anybody in here in information and send you some information. Come see me. I don't worry about it if you're not ready right now. But when the time comes up, I want my name in the hat. You're just like this lady here. I'll talk to her about this. She may say, oh, this is, I don't know. I'll just send her information. Only thing I'll do is get her email and her cell phone number. That's all I need. I'll just send her some information. And the next thing you know, you're thinking about laying off, or I gotta do this, this happened, I need to make some money. I'm right there. Pick up the pieces. Come on over. Everybody wants this. But I said, just like getting fit, nobody wants to do what it takes. And the good thing about it now is you really don't have to. I don't stay up late at night. I just put things that do stay up. I put videos out there. Put my profile out there. A link to my website. I go to sleep. 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody's on there watching my video, listening to it. Hit the link, go to my website, read this other information. Next day I get a phone call. It's all connected. It's away from this spray and pray. It's like what TV does. They throw a pizza commercial up there during the game and hope you order a pizza. That's spray and pray. You gotta do that now. There are things you can actually target people that are looking for you. For what you got. You can actually do it. I can show you how to do it. It's just like with his business. He's in a landscaper. I can show him how to do that. See how your phone ring? That's what'll happen. Hey, him told me you do lawn work. I need you.
Yes, Angela.
And then show him how to take that customer and get more customers off of that. And it's easy. It's easy. To the point where he probably will have people calling him where he won't even be able to go. Once you build it up like that, but you can. But you just gotta start thinking out of the box and think like, okay, how can I do that? Just like it's a chapter in my book. It's called Think Outside of Yourself.
Well, let me compare that with Barry, because I'm supposed
And you have to
call him back
ask
in an
yourself,
hour.
when was the last time I did something for the
Okay.
first time? Most people are creatures of habit. We do the same thing over and over and over, and then we expect different results. We go to work every day,
Okay,
hoping the
let me-
opportunity is gonna knock on our
let me
door
call him back in
and
an
give
hour.
us
Mhm.
$1,000. It's not gonna happen like that. In order to get something different, you gotta do something different. In order to do something different, you gotta be different. Be different where? Here. You gotta think different. That is actually the logo for Apple. Think different. You have to think bigger, think better, just do it differently. That's all you gotta do. Just like Walmart, they just do things differently. Target, Sears, everybody was already out there. Just do it different. The Waffle House, they just do it different. They had Denny's, IHOP, all these places were around. But why everybody is going to Waffle House, going to Waffle House? They don't close. They used to didn't have locks on the doors. He said, what for? We don't close. What do we need locks on our doors for? You can actually create a business like that. With this. Well, you could generate money 24 hours. See, on a job, you're only going to get what you can produce. You produce them 8 hours, and that's what you're going to get. But with this, there's no limit. The cap is off. It's like shaking up a soda bottle. When you shake it up and you don't take the top off, what happens? Nothing. That's most people's income. You use $50,000 a year, $60,000, but shake it up and take that top off, and you see it burst out. That's this. There's no limit. It's gonna go as far as whatever amount you can shake it. You shake it a little bit, it'll come out just a little bit. You keep, it's gonna burst out. Same with this. The same thing. Is no limit. Because you have to think about how many people are there. You don't need all 7 billion of them to get to this $5 a day. You just need enough doing the right things. That's it. It's like Walmart. Walmart made $1 billion the day after Thanksgiving in 2012. 1 billion. In one day. Now this is the crazy part. This was after their expenses. They made $1 billion in one day.
One day. Black Friday.
Yeah, in one day. After they paid everybody. What in the world? And they started out one little store in Arkansas. And Sam Walsh and his friend got together and said, why don't we open up another one and do this or do that? It's the same thing with this. They just took action. They took a whole lot of action. Now they got stores everywhere. That's massive action.